small. For premium auto brands, it's the next big thing. Think Mercedes CLA and BMW 2 Series. I'm Tom Volk with Driven for the New York Times. Audi's A3, around for years as a hatchback, returns to the U.S. as a sedan, so much more appealing to Americans. In person, it looks like an A4 left in the dryer too long, which looks like an A6, which looks like an A8.
Perhaps because of its size, you're expecting a little price tag? Life doesn't always work out that way. This particular car with destination retails for $37,200, and it is not fully optioned.
For example, keyless ignition and paddle shifters are upgrades, so is power on the passenger's chair. This is tedious.
Backup camera? That's optional and not on this vehicle. That's standard equipment on a lot of economy cars.
And one last gripe, just one power port on this trim level. At least there's a USB port. Okay, here is where A3 rules. The little hairs on the back of your neck will love the driving dynamics. There's perfectly weighted steering, ample power and torque, plus a controlled, comfortable balance from the suspension.
Simply put, this small sedan's a lot of fun to drive. Also, ergonomics are great and the sightlines are terrific.
That and the ideal size for cut and thrust maneuvering gives a driver confidence. It's 10 inches shorter than A4. The bean counter side of me remains skeptical. The fun hog is seduced. Of the two engines available at launch, this one's the most powerful, a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder with 220 horsepower. It's hooked up to an S-tronic 6-speed dual-clutch automatic, and in this case, quattro all-wheel drive. The gearbox always seems to be in the proper cog.
Chuck it into sport mode, and it remaps the transmission dynamics. You can really tell the difference.
FYI, Audi is shipping over a convertible and the sportier S3. A plug-in hybrid is coming in practical sportback style. That would be a wagony hatchback to you and me. The diesel is scheduled to come in both body styles. Audi interiors have a well-earned reputation. A3 maintains it. Eyes immediately zero in on the dramatic display and crisp graphics. Trim texture is pretty cool. Ears will savor the delicate clicks. You don't get this refinement in a Jetta, if you're wondering. Upgrade to the navigation package, and the nicely done MMI interface adds this Sesame Street approach to data entry.
5, 2.
That's my name for it, not Audi's. I'd like a bit more side bolstering for the heated saddles and a full glass roof, but all in all, this is a great place to see the world from.
This door opening is on the small side, not so great for getting child seats in and out. Once in though, there is enough room for my feet, and I'm surprised that my knees aren't jammed up against the seat back. Headroom is fine too, though this structure here does crowd your head a little bit.
Small storage cubbies? Yes. Power port? No. A3 is probably aimed at singles and couples. 2 back here shouldn't be a problem, and friends can surf the web, courtesy of an available 4G LTE hotspot.
Both the outgoing A3 hatchback and the current A4 sedan hold 5 packs of this stuff. This is where standardized testing comes in handy.
A spare? Those don't come on all cars these days. A3 offers as much flexibility as a small sedan can. That's good. Cargo won't get crushed by the hinge arms, but as expected, this space is on the small side. That's a 4 in the TP trunk test. Front drive models start at around $30,000, then skyrocket, topping out at just over $44,000 large. But really, Audi isn't alone in this strategy. BMW and Mercedes do it too. I'd argue A3 is best in class, so there's redemption behind the 4 rings, and it brings back memories of the original A4. That's a very good thing, just not an inexpensive one. On nearly every review, I rev the engine so you can get a good idea of what the exhaust note sounds like. I love this eco tip I got while doing it. Makes sense, I suppose. Oh, and while I like the Audi MMI interface, which is a bit different in the A3, it's my common gripe that the radio presets turn the opposite way from what I'd expect. Still, let me stress, A3 is great fun to drive, and I will admit it took a few days for me to catch on to this fact since I was stewing about the price tag. My guess is that this is going to be a wildly popular car for them.
That's my opinion of the 2015 Audi A3 sedan, and remember, it is just my opinion. You should be looking at other people's reviews as well. Also, remember, test drive at least 3 different vehicles before you buy, okay? That's Driven. I'm Tom Volk.